Hello, I'm Richard Jack Smith. I would like to begin by saying that music for the films of Christopher Lambert has a fascinating history. I've always been quite taken with Stuart Copeland's work on Highlander 2, The Quickening, and in one of my videos I covered The Sicilian by David Mansfield. And I have to say, you know, there have been some remarkable efforts, not all obviously, but you know, pretty good. And the original Highlander had some great music by Queen and Michael Kamen. Anyway, Fortress, music by Frederic Talgorn, who is a composer who I seem to have skipped over, at least in the past, but recently I've caught up with his work and been very impressed. I've even given Delta Force 2 another go, and it's not as bad as I remembered. Speaking of memory though, I have to say that a couple of decades ago I watched Fortress. The film was made in 1992, 30 years ago now. In the mid-90s, when I was going through a splurge of VHS rentals from my local talkies and Blockbuster, and I remember Fortress being one of the films that I watched. I can't say I remember much about the music though, but I'm glad that I caught up with it because Talgorn's work is excellent. It begins with Prelude and Pursuit, which reminded me a little bit of Slipstream by Elmer Bernstein, at least in terms of the title. I think it was Prologue and Pursuit in that score rather than Prelude. But anyway, excellent work. This is fully orchestral by the sound of it. I could detect very little in the way of electronics or synthesizers. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. It can work if you apply it in a creative and original way. Mind Wipe had a harp at the beginning, which harp glissandi, which what I felt was very, very enticing. Probably the best use of harp glissandi for me would be in John Williams' Jaws when the shark hits the cage. Unforgettable, panic bubbles. Anyway, excellent music. Karen, and then Kick Fight was excellent action track. I remember the scene from the film where Lambert fights, I think it's Vernon Wells, on that little bridge which becomes shorter and shorter and shorter, and I remember it quite a gnarly film back in the day, you know, with a dream sequence which was cut straight out of Nightmares. And yeah, I enjoyed Fortress, and as I say, it didn't really bring back a lot of memories of the film because, as I say, the music didn't really stand out when watching the film, at least back then. And I've always been conscious of music when watching a film, except when it doesn't stand out, of course. But I'd say as a standalone piece, Fortress by Frederic Talgorn is very, very good. Overall, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. This growing collection of hidden gems by Mr. Talgorn, I'm eager to find out what comes next. For more film and soundtrack reviews, please visit Betty Jo Tucker's website, Real Talk Movie Reviews. On Facebook you can find my pages, Hip-Notic Movie Reviews and Hip-Notic Soundtrack Reviews. I am Richard Jack Smith, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.